Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to tune into the Divine Masculine Collective. Now, we do have a lot of transformations coming. A lot of them have already started. They had been since last year, but vibrationally on a 3D level. Some of you in the pain body experience, the 3D experience, you may have been feeling that movement hasn't been happening. Now, movement's always happening. It's definitely happening now. I've had a lot of downloads the last few days, and there has been very busy, heavy energy. I've also been seeing a lot of signs as a psychic as to the things that are changing. Now, when I tune into astrology, when I see imagery on a repetitive matter, generally when I'm getting into the stance of meditating on the masculine, I tend to get downloads. And then obviously with my clientele, I tune into a commonality, a common theme that's coming through. One of the things that has been coming through in private readings, very separate to the collective, has been a synchronistic pattern with the divine masculines. A lot of you, welcome guys, a lot of you are potentially thinking that even if you're not in union, reunion, contact, no change has happened. In the readings, it's happened. Okay, so again, the 3D does directly trigger us, plus the astrology aspect is very dense, heavy energy. It's very heavy 3D energy right now. We're looking at it, and I've always said this, we look at things very 3D because we are in the 3D, which is completely normal. Now, a lot of things that have been coming up is 8, infinity. Their frequency is very unique, that it's in its own element. Even if you're seeing triggers, old ways of doing things, I'm hearing there's a method to the madness. Anything that's going on at a karmic level that they're dealing with, you need to trust that there is a process. Now, they're allowing this karmic end. They're trying to apply their energy to it in a very cognitive manner. But don't be fooled that they're also aware that there will also be a tower moment. They're well aware of this tower moment. They're potentially trying to avoid the tower moment, but prepared for the tower moment, okay? They are aware of the karmic-related dynamics, the karmic blockages, potential pathways to directly deal with the adversity. They're systematically aligning themselves to deal with this conflict. Many feminines that do have contact with their masculine potentially are thinking, and I do have some new cards and I've saved them for this moment. I was going to use them on the previous ones. Okay? And being a medium, I find them working really well with me. I'm finding that the way they're looking at the situation is they are aware but don't test them. But I don't feel this is connected to feminine. I feel this is connected to any karmic cycles that they're purging, ending, and dealing with at the 3D level. Obviously, because the node's being in Cancer and Capricorn, any family-related dynamics are directly coming up as a block. And I'm going to pull a few cards before I go into the full-blown reading for the masculines. Now, this can be baby's mother, baby's father, workplace, finances. Those things we're going to have a very brief look at, and then we're going to get into the read of how they feel about you, okay, energetically, where their alignment is. Let's look at their work. Finances. And I'm going to pull another one for finances because I want internal abundance as well. And I'm going to pull some chakra cards too, because we need to see where their alignment is, their attitudes, their ways that they're dealing with these external 3D karmic situations. Okay, family. Interesting. Other people. Many of you were thinking that because you're seeing a way in which they're directly dealing with the 3D situation, that perhaps it's incorrect. Even the incorrect method is correct because it will allow them to use their power to change it. Okay, yeah, interesting. Okay, now in their financial domain, so whatever they're working on, that can be the direct blockage or employment as such, be it they have it or not. Now, I'll talk about it from both perspectives. Masculines are dealing with their apprehension directly connected to employment or what they're working on. They're cautiously applying themselves. They're attempting to get their base chakra in alignment. They're trying to move into a better frequency and deal with their doubts directly connected to it. That's what's working for them, okay? So at a financial level, even if they're really working hard, it's very separate to that where the apprehension lies. It's not the employment as such. It might be that it's no longer in alignment with them. Now, you do need to look back at your journey of the reasons why we did particular things. We were in jobs and then they were taken. We had friends and then they were taken. All of these things this year is where the masculine is owning their power. So it's going to be at a high vibration that potentially we were at because we had moved through that aspect of adversity. So the trigger point that feminines are having is the looking back at your journey going, well, hey, yours was like that, so therefore theirs is going to be like that. Very different frequency because support directly is there, but it may trigger old things in you. Now, their base chakra and possessions, it's like that. What do they leave behind? What do they take with them? Their apprehension is it attainable? Is it worth it? What are they going to work towards? Really an assessment factor. Okay, what's blocking them is those situations, and it can be external influences, knowing that there's a time frame to attain these things, the frustration directly correlating with that. Fulfillment, harmony, and protection. What's blocking them? Try not to, how do I put it? Fulfillment, knowing what is at their higher cause. Now, if there is an external karmic frequency that is no longer in alignment with them, they'll leave their jobs. If it is and karmic energies are suppressing them, they'll leave the karmic behind. If they're hiding from their inner core wound, they will directly have to deal with that because those things are no longer working. So it's helping them get into alignment. Anything they've lost, they know they can recoup, but they're having to face their fears connected to that. Now, at a financial level, now I'm reading all these upright. Clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. They're moving towards that. So anything that they're putting their energy into is because they're choosing to, because they're needing to. Part of the cycle, part of the karmic cycle, dealing with those things, having the strength, having luck, and creating that finance. Again, with the elephant nose, it does very much link to financial abundance, you know, of luck, and the infinite potential to actually create that. And I'm actually seeing the crown and a ticking time bomb of a time frame of this happening. They've got a set date, a set time. So there's reasons why these things are happening. They've looked at you, and it's interesting because in the financial sector, they're directly looking at you thinking, if you can do it, I can do it, okay? They're also seeing what they can co-create. They're going back to source. They're going back to their frequency of childhood in the positive tones of it and utilising those skills to create for a foundation, for base chakra, for a stable structure for that to occur. Bloody pulls on again. Okay, what won't work is not healing those dynamics, not dealing with it. So it can be amethyst therapy. If you're tuning in and meditating, get some amethyst feminines and tune into it and tune into the energy and the light and do breathing exercises to clear those chakras. Again, not using their crown chakra and knowing what's in their highest good won't work anymore because they've reached the crown. And I mean, I did some readings this morning and yesterday. All of them were directly correlating with masculine frequency using their crown chakra, which is good because it's beyond the ego. It's the truth of the matter. It's getting to source. It's knowing what their higher consciousness has told them and what they're moving directly towards. Wisdom, knowledge, spiritual understanding. They're going back to their roots. They're going back to their core value system of things that are more in alignment with them, things that make them feel happy, getting back to basics. Okay? But everyone's wanting a piece of them. And I mean, I did a reading for my family yesterday, and they had this card. And it's like there are apples on the tree, but everyone's wanting a slice of the pie. And they're like, oh, that's what's blocking them. They can't. They have to move forward. So it can look like it's very disconnected energy, but it's not. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's tunnel vision. They're aware that they need to reach that point. So it's like, get out of my way. I need to get these things done. I'm running out of time. I'm hearing schedule. I'm seeing time frame. I'm seeing full-blown movement. Now, with family. Wow. They're following love, regardless of any energies, regardless of karmics, regardless of children. Oh, my God, if you only knew the story behind my nails, they've been dropping me batshit Mercury retrograde. I had to find a new location simply because they were not putting enough product on, and I had breakages every day. It was costing me a fortune. It's like, right, I'm going back to the old way of doing things. Thank you. It's been horrendous. So connected to family, they've got heart chakra. So they're compassionately understanding, but they're following their heart. They're following what makes them happy. They're going to be truthful about what's going to be balanced. If there's karmic mothers, karmic fathers, children directly involved, scarred earth mother, a message of love. Like they're either communicating to karmics how they feel about their path, how they feel about their children. A lot of us are purging the past. A lot of us are wanting to move directly forward. I am seeing changes come around the 20th. They can be sharp, nasty ones, but the masculines are ready for it. They're being truthful. They're like, look, I'm coming from a place of heart. If you can't respect my decision, I'm going to have to take cause effect. So it's very much that they're having that compassion because of the adjustment and the purge cycle, but they're needing to move beyond that point, okay? They're ready, though. They are ready. Throat chakra, communicating it, telling it how it is. Look, I'm coming from heart. I'm being truthful. I'm not pissing in your pocket. I don't want to be here anymore. I know my responsibility. I'm coming from a place of love. I'm doing this because I do care, but I have to care for myself. What's blocking them is constantly rising above the situation. They know they can't do that forever because they've been doing it forever and a day. That's what's blocking them. They're getting tired of doing that. It's too long and they're to the point it's exhausting. And I was tuning into the energy last year, and this was even before I had direct communication with my twin. And I was seeing for a lot of the masculines, if there is karmic situations involved, they're trying to be fair, they're trying to be understanding, but it is the catalyst to change. If the respect and the integrity is given back to create that, and the honesty and the respect factor isn't there, it will be a breakaway where it will be a balancing of that, but a decision made necessarily so to change situations. But the communication is going to come through. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, and direction. I've made my mind up. Okay? Yeah, they're like, they're angry at themselves, though, because they didn't trust their gut, and they won't allow, they know if they can't push that, how do I put it? I'm sensing that connected to 11, right? They're being asked, part of their journey was to learn this, okay? Now, number 11 is connected to twin flame, but it's also connected to awakening and wanting peace in their life. And what's not working for them is not having peace. So in looking at that, again, blue throat chakra, thinking peace, having unconditional love, understanding, but it's not working for them anymore because it's to their detriment. It's a bit like the hangman position. I'm doing this for you, but it's not really for me, but I'm doing it for you. After a while, you can't, and you do have to not rise above it, but rise out of it and move beyond it. They don't want to intuitively have to watch their back anymore. They don't want to have to do the manipulation, the mind games with karmic energies. They're tired of it, and they're sick of having to rest on their laurels. It's preventing manifestation. Other people in their life. Again, many people on their path, there is this bittersweet energy. There's a frequency that, how do I put it? Look at the circles. It's a bit like in a tree. When you cut the tree, you can see the circles, and it's the, how do I put it? The years it's been alive, the evolution of it, the growth, right? You got the circles. It's almost like your chakras, okay? I'm sensing chakra, base chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, reaching that point, and the sun. Now, on the 20th, we have, again, look at the hearts. 2 hearts merging, infinity. The tree of life, ascension. Other people, even karmics, whatever's happened in our life, and masculines, has helped them get to where they are. There is this energy of bittersweet. The reason I'm saying that is because, as I mentioned in the previous videos, it feels like a funeral. You're reflecting back on the arduous road that you've travelled to where you've got, to what you need to leave behind in order to liberate yourself and move forward. And it is bittersweet. It's a very sad frequency. So there's much regret connected to many within the connection on both sides. They are feeling that frequency too. The accountability, hi lovely water, the accountability is the empath aspect of us, all collectively as well within the masculines, you know, feeling your vibration and knowing the letdown of dreams dashed. Theirs as well, dreams dashed. Children frequency, inner wounds, a lot of childhood frequency is coming up, both for masculines and feminines. And when that comes up, it's, you correlate your frequency directly connected, and you can empathically feel how that felt. So you're living that vibration. There is a very sad frequency coming through connected to that. But they're having to let it go regardless. It is sad. And it's because they wish to have a relationship, a healthier relationship, and get down to the basics. Again, I'm saying it. They've got compassion, but they have to have compassion for themselves. Lotus flower, feminine. Okay, what's not working for them? Constantly going in the hermit mode. Now, Zen Garden, I'm not feeling this to be a negative thing. Constantly having to shift into, I've got to get myself grounded again. I've got to get myself grounded again. They're like, you know, I don't want to do that anymore. They're not wanting to do that anymore. Externally of what you're not seeing coming is, if you haven't seen your twin, they're coming back. Okay, they want to see. And again, moon frequency. Some of the conversations might come up energetically as a download, dream state, email, messages. Mercury retrograde brings these things. Brings things to the surface like choppy waters with Neptune. Okay. Again, similar cards are coming up to previous twins. Now, the decision's already being made. It's more that the realisation of what needs to be let go of, the sadness of how far they've worked on themselves and what they've needed to do and what they've needed to confront, the past life being left. This card is all about the self-awareness of such, but it's also to do with the realisation and the awakening and knowing the work that they're needing to do. Sadness and ending a new beginning. Now, what is the 20th? The 20th reaches the point of 0 degrees with Libra, which is Venus, okay? Romance. Getting the balance back, needing that balance back. The communication factor is there as well. Again, the moon energy is following your intuition, but I'm seeing more crown chakra. We also have the shadow aspect of that being Aries. Now, Aries at the moment is in Chiron. And again, the wounds, what we need to do to emerge from that. It's the first zodiac sign. So it's moving back from 12 to 1. So another restart button. This is what's happening in masculine's life right now. Shift, shift, shift. And again, they're seeing tunnel vision, but it's what has to be left to go. What needs to be cleaned up to move. What needs to be dealt with to have that. So vibrationally speaking, feminines, you're going to receive that download and it's going to feel yucky, but it's how you need to shift to be in alignment for that, if that makes sense. They know that they can create this. They know that it all comes down to them. What they create, what they manifest is coming down to them. They're using their wisdom in order to forward this movement forward. And they're facing anything that occurred between you and them in the past. Positive news and communication. Any questions while I'm here? Just understand that moving into the 20th, it is going to be interesting energy. Don't be surprised if you burst into tears at a drop of a hat. There's a lot of purging going on. It's a very bittersweet kind of frequency coming through. Whatever comes in, it's divinely guided, okay? Yes, there can potentially be tower moments on both masculine and feminine side. Or we can't be prepared for it. We've done the work. We're always doing work. Masculines are as well. Try and keep the throat chakra correct. But don't micromanage to yourself to the point you think, oh, God, I really mucked up. Because it's going to be what it's going to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? Any questions? Vicious karmic endings. That's all I'm going to say. I can feel it in my blood. It's like, well, I'm not looking forward to it. Sula, let's hide. You don't need to stay positive. Just hand the baton. Hand the baton. Not your problem. Let it resolve. Don't carry it. Feel the vibration. Send the vibration back and say, I know you can deal with this. Yeah. It is, look, regardless, you're still going to have a new chapter no matter what happens. Life is moving. You are moving. You are growing. It is really hard. I have been a cow this month. I cannot tell you. The throat chakra has been not so sweet. It's been compassionate and understanding. Yes, because change in direction of dragonfly. But that's who we are. We need to become supple to be able to change with the tides. When things don't work, it's like a pressure cooker. They need to blow up. Then the cleanup occurs. So allow that to transform. Step back and just watch. Grab a bag of popcorn. Feeling low today. Yeah, it is. Because it does. Look, I'm finding myself looking at photos from years ago, reflecting back on people that have passed, and it's like, wow, like life is changing drastically. People that are in my life are changing drastically. Yeah, the dragonflies have been seeing moths again. Mice, we're wanting to hide and scurry, being cautious. Yeah. Anyway, if you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below and I can tune into yours. Hi, Borjo. How are you? I'm tired, but I'm good. I've had a very busy morning. I've been up since 4. It's now almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. How is everyone? Hope you're looking after yourself. Yeah, no, I've been seeing real dragonflies too. Dragonflies, parrots, but then parrots are pretty common here, so I wasn't really... I think something else I've been seeing. Snails. That's a bloody metaphor for you. It's like slow wins the race. They do, but it's more secrets coming out, you know, with the moths. It can be, it's more the moon frequency coming through with the moths. Thanks, lovely water. There you go. Maybe because during the reading, Dale, you had a bit of a purge, and when you release, it's when you open. And that's why the readings are handy, because you can unblock yourself, gain a different perspective, release, and then you're ready for the next lesson, the next chapter, the next movement. It's just trusting it to the point where you're purging it and balancing. Anyway, love and light. Yeah, it's like so slow. The crows is because of the moon frequency. The 0 degree is a new chapter. Crows dead, spiritual sense. A death of one chapter, a start of a new. Yep, love around you, see the love. Yes, something is coming. Be prepared, but watch. I just want a parachute. That's all I want because I can feel it. Anyway, love and light. I'll talk to you soon.